Yeah, until it becomes a dot and disappears. Yes.
Well, the thing is, the map you're using is you're not including anything like an inverse square law. When you're looking at something like that that's moving away in perspective, it's not as simple as once it's twice as far away, it's half the size. I mean, the formula of angular perspective shows you what it will be, and it really isn't as simple as it's twice as far away again and again, so the size is going to be that amount. That's not really how it works.
No, I understand that. There's like, magnification effects from looking through a lot of dense air. There's refraction. There's certain things, there's certain aspects, but to sum it up, basically, yeah, twice as far away from something, it's going to be half the size.
It doesn't continue like that. Is my
That's
point.
that. I understand.
So this is where I think the problem is with the way that you seem to think that you can't. For instance, you say that you can't see the Andes Mountains as well from the moon as you could see things on the moon from the Andes Mountains. Yeah.
I say you can't see the Andes Mountains at all, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, parts of the reason for that is when you're looking at Earth, you are looking through the entire atmosphere, and there's clouds and other and stuff. But and gone and looked down at Earth at the Andes Mountains, and if you're looking at pictures and stuff they've actually taken, just at this point, assuming they have been to the moon, that's not going to be an exact representation of kind of what you're seeing with your eyes. So I kind of feel like you're basing this whole thing on a complete assumption that can't really be proved.
No, because it's not your eyes that we're seeing through. We're seeing through the camera lens. You can look through a camera lens at the moon anytime.
Well, yeah, but you think the camera lenses they were using in the 1970s were gonna do as good of a job as camera lenses now and our eyes?
I don't think that our cameras are that much different. No.
Right. So it's really hard to kind of think in the same way that you do, um, because I kind of feel like you're missing out some steps when you're thinking about things.
Like what?
Well, like the actual angular perspective formula. That formula shows that things aren't half the size when they're twice as far away, because that is.
What does it show?
In our last debate, I showed you what the formula was, and I kind of tried to talk through it. A equals 2 arctan times g over 2r, where a is the angular size of the object, g is the actual size of the object, and r is the distance to the object.
Okay, so now apply that.
Using that formula, you can tell how big things should be based on how far away they are.
Okay.
And it really isn't as simple as it's twice as far away, so it's half as small.
So can you do me a favor then? Like, you obviously understand that, right? You know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're looking at a building that is 500 feet away and it is 20 feet tall, and it's 20 feet wide, let's just make a box, all right? 20 feet, 20 feet. If you're 500 feet away from it, when you step back to 1,000 feet away from it, say you take a picture of it and at 500 feet, and it is however size, and then when you step back another 500 feet, what it shows to me whenever I do it is half the size.
Okay.
So what does your calculation say about that? Because for a 20-foot building that's 20 feet wide, I'm not going to be able to see or really make it out in the distance if I have a clear line of sight. I'm not going to be able to make that out by the time I get even like a half a mile away.
Okay, so and then 1,000 feet away, and it looks like half the size, but that isn't something that will then continue based on how far away you are.
Okay.
Again, like the formula will, when you put the numbers into the formula, it will show you exactly what it should be. I'll do the math right now, but it'll probably take me a little while to plug that all in. And I can go through the actual math with you another time if you like me, and you could maybe have a private hangout and I could go through the map with you step by step.
No, I mean, yeah, if you want to do that, but I mean, I'm just, okay, basically what I'm getting at is what's your point?
My point is that I don't think you're thinking about perspective in the right way. And I think that is part of the problem. I think once you are able to understand how perspective works, it might change your views on some things.
Alright.
A lot of the times I understand where you're coming from. Like, yes, things can look different based on how you see in them, but when you actually do the math and have all the variables put in, everything always shows exactly what our model should show. Everything conforms to what the globe model predicts that it should be. And all the maps back it up, and including like math like angular perspective, it all correlates to what we actually do see in real life. So for it to then not correlate to something like the moon doesn't make sense when it works for everything else.
Well, I mean, in order to make that point, you have to be able to demonstrate that, a specific incident that I can be able, or that anybody can, say, okay, yeah, I've been, 1,000 feet away from a 20-foot object by 20 feet, and, if that calculation is correct, like, then everybody should be able to be like, oh, well, that's what I see too. But if you can't give, the calculation, or if it's going to be too long, then that's kind of like a moot point to bring up when we're trying to have a quick debate,
Well, my point is that it's not always as simple as how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
You need to use math to help describe your reality and to help understand what it is you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't always just trust, well, oh, that looks like that, so that's what it is. You can't always just instantly trust your senses and just stick to that. There is some things that you have to look into further to make sense of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just for instance, when they went to the moon, and they were trying to navigate on the moon, they had really big problems because there's no atmosphere on the moon. So it made things that were really far away a lot clearer than it would be on Earth.
Wait, are you sure there's no atmosphere on the moon?
Minimal. It's so minimal that we don't need to even think about it.
How did the flag blow?
The flag wasn't blowing. That's a good misconception. The flag was actually a whole mechanism that was designed to actually make it wave. It had a wire in it that was attached to pulley systems within the base that was there, and it was designed to make it look like it was, not just moving, but being a proper flag. So yes, it does look like it's blowing, but that's because that's what they intended. And there's actually, you can find the designs for the flag online quite easily.
Well, I'm sure you could. All right. Well, okay. So then, I mean, that brings me on to like, there's radiation that goes around the world. I mean, it's going to go right back down to the Van Allen belts. And I mean, I know we kind of brushed up against this last time, but the Van Allen belts, you said last time that they went through the weak spot of them, or the weakest part of them. Like, and I've seen the diagrams that some of them show that there's a minimal up at like the North Pole and minimal at the South Pole. But there's other reports that they have no idea how long they go, that they extend farther than they can tell, obviously, because the instruments can't go that high up because there's no protection for them against the radiation. So my question to you is, what material was on the Apollo space launch that, or any of the missions, that would have been able to withstand the radiation? Because the only things that can withstand the radiation are lead, gold, water, something that's very, very, very dense, and that's not aerodynamic at all. And the hottest melting point was glass on the space missions. So how did glass survive, like, even a couple of minutes and double the temperature that it would have taken?
Well, let me address your first
Okay.
point with radiation. The fact is, we do know what the Van Allen belts are. We can monitor how big the radiation is and where it is, and we know that it fluctuates, over time. It's not, always exactly the same, but we were able to tell where the weak points were, and we were, when we sent men to the moon, we were able to calculate what we needed weaker parts to then go to the moon. When the astronauts went through the Van Allen belt, they were only receiving about 1 rad, which is really hardly anything. And in regards to shielding, they did have shielding on it, but
how do you know it was 1 rad? Like, what measurements were taken?
pretty sure that they had radiation monitors
Uh,
and things like that. They,
no, because the astronauts they weren't even aware that they went through the Van Allen radiation belt supposedly.
well, I would disagree with that. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
the astronauts knew what they
Bart,
were going in for. I
Bart,
mean, the part of the law was we don't entirely know what's going to happen, but we're going to do it because we want to go to the fucking moon.
okay, but Red, are you still there?
Yep.
Alright, hey, is there any way that you can pull up Bart Siebel's interview with the astronauts gone wild real quick?
If you have a link to send me, sure.
Alright.
It's so long as I'm not going to get hit with any copyright.
Well, no, just I don't know, really know how to send a link, but if
Am I going to get hit with copyright?
well, not if you just use a clip of it, like not the whole thing. You just need to use it. I just want to show the part of the interview with the astronaut that he was saying, oh, I'm not sure if we actually went far enough to experience the Van Allen radiation belts. And then Bart Siebel told him, like, yeah, you did. You went right straight through them. And he said, oh, well, we didn't really experience anything. And then Bart Siebel told him, well, the astronauts only got this high a couple years ago, and it was like in low Earth orbit, barely above it. And they started seeing shooting stars on the backs of their eyes, and they had to turn around and come back. And then the astronaut like went, oh, well, yeah, no, I know what he's talking about. They're not shooting stars. They're you just close your eyes, and if you really pay attention real close, you can see one go over here and one go over there, and it's so painfully obvious that he's just trying to lie. Like I wish you could bring up a clip of that. But if anybody ever wants to check it
I'm
out.
pretty sure I have seen the clip that you're on about, and like I said, when they launched to the moon, a lot of it was, we're going on faith here that this is going to work. We built this rocket to the best of our abilities. We've monitored to the best of our abilities. We want to go to the moon. We're going to send them. All the astronauts knew the dangers that they were going in. They knew that there was possible problems. They knew that there would be radiation. But they wanted to get to the moon, and they were willing to do that. And I bet that the astronauts didn't know a lot about what was exactly happening until they got back, and they had the data given to them. And that data would have helped future missions, and which is why we're now at the point where we are trying to figure out exactly how we can be safe going through the Van Allen belts.
Well,
We don't use the same technology as we did before, because technology before was analog. Technology now is digital, which requires a lot more shielding and stuff to be protected from that kind of radiation. So we couldn't send them in the same technology as we did then.
well, I mean, it's not just protection. Radiation belts are 5,000 degrees, like, and that's just the ones that are closest to us. That's just the lowest belt. Like 5,000 degrees is a hell of a lot. That's astronomical temperatures, dude. Like literally astronomical. Like glass melts at 2,500 or so. Like and it's ridiculous to think that even a couple.
Glass as well. I'm pretty sure that was in some kind of polycarbonate that they were using.
No, they used the strongest material was glass. It was just thick. It was like 3 inches thick or something like that. But even a foot of glass would have been toast in a couple of seconds, man. Like I don't even think a whole minute for like a 10 foot thick piece of glass, man. That would have been dripping out. It would definitely have some
Get the temperature of the Van Allen belt.
online.
Honestly, I've never heard the Van Allen belts
Well,
monitored that
what
like that.
what temperature have you heard that they were?
Well, radiation doesn't really work like that. It's not heat in space.
Well, radiation does create heat.
Yeah, like when it's interacting with things, but
What is it when it's just not interacting? It's still the the rays from the sun have got to be, radiation, right?
yeah, but
So they're
it's
hot.
only the radiation itself is hot. It's the interactions and everything that the radiation's hitting that causes the heat.
Are you sure? Or do you think it's more about when it hits something, then you can really see it?
Well, radiation is in waves.
Yeah.
That's how it propagates through the medium of space, and heat requires like a physical thing to transfer. So
What?
heat can't transfer in space like that.
It can transfer. Yeah, it's going through through the void, through the absence of air and all that. It's going through it. It is transferring because it gets here just fine, and like plants
The
grow.
radiation gets the radiation. You're confusing heat and radiation. Heat is kind of the thing that radiation causes.
Hmm.
It's not actually what's coming from it.
I understand what you're trying to say because I've heard that before. And how is there any other example that you can point to of where the radiation of something isn't hot coming from its source to whatever?
Well, again, heat isn't transferred through space like that. Heat needs like a physical medium to transfer things through. Um, for instance, if you were like in space with nothing around you, um, no, that's a bad example. Ignore me. I'm trying to explain the way that radiation propagates and how that then causes heat. Um, it's not exactly as the radiation is hot, therefore I feel it hot. It's not quite as simple as that, and
What makes you think so?
because that's how radiation works.
But I'm saying like what makes what
Like
experiments or what proofs did they base that off of?
the laws of thermodynamics, really.
Okay, but what showed them the laws? What gave them the rules? Like there has to be some other examples that you can show of like where radiation can be stemming from a source, not measurable in between the source and the object is hitting, and then all of a
No, you'll
sudden,
still be able to measure the radiation,
no, the heat.
but
I'm talking about the heat.
okay. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to look at details about the Van Allen belt and temperatures that they have, and it's not really described like that. Um,
No, I know it's not.
the fact is that the radiation that they went through, they were able to deal with. They had some shielding that they planned for it. They knew what they were doing. They didn't know exactly how much they were going to go through, but they were still able to do it and then come back and have that data.
Right.
And now we know, we can monitor the Van Allen belt with satellites and all the other equipment we've got. We know exactly where the areas of low and high radiation are.
Well, how come they didn't figure that out when they sent the monkeys up?
How come they didn't figure it out when they sent the monkeys up?
Yeah, like if they're just
The
learning
monkeys
still,
probably weren't able to report back as well.
they would have been dead.
Well, again, they weren't.
Yeah, I know.
So
Well, I don't
again,
know.
it's very hard to have this conversation when you don't understand the basics of the way radiation propagates.
I don't think either of us
Um,
do really. Like I'm just,
like
I'll be straight up. I'm no scientist. Like, but from
no,
what I
and
understand of temperature, like temperature does it is measurable, and if it comes from a source, it's going to be measurable from the source in between before it hits whatever object or medium you're talking about. Like every medium, even the void of space is a medium. Like it's still, even though it's no
oh yeah,
air.
space is bounded. When the radiation that comes from the sun,
Yeah.
for instance, it's what's coming from the sun is byproducts of nuclear fusion, which is things like gamma rays and all the bits left over from when hydrogen fuses,
Yeah.
and that's not necessarily heat that's coming from the sun. It's the radiation that then interacts with our atmosphere and everything else, and then we feel it as heat. That heat is a product of the radiation that's coming, the ultraviolet and
Okay.
everything else that's coming from the sun.
Okay, so am I wrong in thinking that when the sunlight enters the spaceship through the window, or and hits a spaceship, that it's not now hitting an object that would be able to convey the heat?
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, if you can't feel the heat from the radiation of the sun until it goes through a medium or hits an object that it can be measured on, isn't the spaceship an object that can get hot?
Yeah, but it has shielding.
What? There was no shielding. It was on the Apollo missions. Is what I'm saying. It was just glass was the most withstandable material on it, and the rest of it was like steel. You know?
If you look at the Apollo landers and stuff, they've got all this crumpled gold and stuff all over them, right?
Hmm.
That was shielding, and it was designed to look like that. It was all crumpled on purpose by hand so that it would reflect the Earth's radiation.
Okay.
They were designed
That wasn't
to
on the
be able
space
to
shuttle. That was on the
yeah,
lander.
they were always inside the capsule.
Okay, but how come they haven't been sending shit up into space ever since? They got way. Everybody wants to keep telling me that their budget can't afford it, but their budget is way bigger, even if you count for
Are
inflation.
you on about why we haven't been back to the moon?
Yeah, or anywhere above low Earth orbit. Yeah.
Because we don't really need to. We know what's on the moon, and we don't need to spend a bunch of money to go back there. We're in low Earth orbit at the moment on the ISS because we're doing a bunch of experiments trying to figure out how best to do stuff next.
They've been
We need
promising
to figure
space.
out how stuff works in zero G. We need to figure out how things grow
They every
and how life would react. Once we've got all that information, then we can take that and maybe go back to the moon or go to Mars, and that's what's happening at the moment.
That's what they say.
Technology sorry, go on.
That's what they've been saying every 15 years. Every 15 years, there's gonna be soon space travel to the moon. We're gonna have
Yeah.
bunkers on the moon. Like that's what they just keep on saying and keep on propagating. But
And now we've got rockets that can fucking land backwards on drone ships in the ocean.
that
Do you
has
not see
nothing.
that as an advancement?
Not in space
Why is
travel
Elon Musk doing this? Why is Elon Musk trying to get all this technology working
because
as good as he can?
NASA lost respect.
Well, there's nothing to really do with that. Elon Musk has his own company. We're not talking about NASA right now.
I said
But
because NASA lost respect. That's why the government needs to put up another space company to propagate. They have to propagandize everybody.
no, SpaceX literally just do cargo runs for because NASA doesn't have the ships to do cargo runs like that. The BFR, um, that they've just renamed to something else, is designed for deep space. We are in the process of making technology to be able to go out and explore deep space. Yeah, it's taken a long time, maybe longer than we wanted. I want to be traveling through space. I would fucking absolutely love that, but it is coming, and we can see technology being built, right? And you can't just say, oh, they're lying to us, without kind of looking at what all that's going on.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that there has been I'll never say that NASA have never lied, because I don't know that, right? But I know we went to the moon, and I know all the fucking pictures and shit they're sending back are real.
Really?
You can do stuff to confirm that it's real. I did a video for Blue Skeptic where I took pictures from the live pictures from Stargate and then compared them to live webcams in Australia to make sure that the weather patterns were matching, and they were exact.
Hey,
So
Red, could you pull up my channel? There's a video on there that has a picture of a basketball on there.
Sure. What's the name of the video?
I'm not too sure, but it
Most
has.
of the video, you're not sure what's called.
No, I got like a bunch of videos, but it's got a basketball as a thumbnail.
Cool. I'll look for it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. Just basketball. Yeah, it has something to do with NASA Lies is the title partially. But what the point of that video?
I think I have. I mean, I've watched both of your videos.
All right.
Obviously, I've made that video about you.
Yeah,
Obviously, was intended to poke fun at you. What do you think?
I thought that you folks wanted me.
It's a good video, though, right?
Yeah, it's good editing. I like the fucking, I like the flat earth! I like the words, it's pretty dope, but, yeah, I think that you completely, obviously, miscategorize and you try to put too much into one thing. Like if you were to try to do that and actually focus on any of those issues, you would have run into a wall. But the point of my video with the basketball is NASA gave us a picture in 2007, I believe. It showed the United States as part of the world. It showed a picture of the blue marble, the Earth, but I think the 2007 one and then the 2012 or 2013 one, the United States had either shrunk or grown. I can't remember right now. When,
Oh,
wait,
yeah, I
yeah,
know exactly what you're referring to.
yeah. They said that because the satellite was farther away by the time that 2012 or 13 came around, that when they had to use that much zoom to see the continents, that the United States grew like or yeah, it either grew or shrunk, but like it changed size, like almost doubled, you know.
Okay, hang on, guys, hang on. Okay. So, is this the video that you are referring to?
That is it.
Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna present everyone. I'm not gonna play audio. I'm just gonna ask you to talk into it.
Awesome. Okay, so this is a basketball, and right now I'm showing no zoom, but I'm lining up the sides of it, and I'm trying to show the that logo in the middle, that women's basketball thing. When you line up the both sides of it, and then you step back, you can go however far back you gotta go, and then try to zoom in and try to match up the sides of it again. Once you compare those pictures, and there's been a lot of people that have done it, I've done it. You can use a GIF. If you get it lined up just right, so that this size ball, and then when I step back and I zoom in on it, is there any way to speed it up a little bit, Red?
I'm pretty sure I can skip through this.
Yeah, dude, I'm stepping back right there, and now I'm gonna zoom in on it and try to make the ball the same size, and uh, you'll see that the logo stays pretty much the exact same size. It might get a little bit bigger, but honestly, I think that has to do with just more of me not lining it up correctly. But unless you're really paying attention, there's not that much of a difference, and NASA's version of it is way off. Like they're trying to say that it's doubled in just the course of like a couple of years, and that's
Yeah.
what. You know,
Do you know how far away the difference in distance between those pictures
yeah,
was?
but they have it backwards. So like whatever that was, where if it gets bigger or smaller, I still can't remember. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Do you think that NASA, they're so smart, they managed to do this massive conspiracy that fooled everyone about everything, all these satellite images, they're constantly getting them exactly, right and updating, to keep everyone fooled. Do you think they're also stupid enough to get an image backwards?
They wrote sex in the clouds on two of
No,
them.
they didn't.
Yeah, on
That was
two
not
of
sex.
them.
That was just a cloud formation.
On two of them,
I mean,
they repeat the same
apparently,
clouds. They repeat the same clouds in different pictures. Like there's the
right,
same clouds. It's not.
the ones that you're talking about there are composites, and
Yeah.
their point is yes, they do have to use extra, because things might not look exactly right, and they have, they have said yes, when it's composites, we use Photoshop to make it look as good as it can.
Ah, that was
But
because they were.
when you look at full images like the Himwari 8,
Yep.
which is constant live updates of the whole side of the world looking at Japan,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see any additional clouds that look similar. You know, NASA haven't been trying to fool everyone and pull the wool over it. They tell everyone exactly what they're doing. If there's a photo that's a composite, they say that it's a composite.
Yeah.
And if it's a full color, if it's a full image, then they say it's a full image.
Yeah. No,
But
yeah.
all this
They
sort of stuff
believe it.
around their photoshopping to make it, to fool people,
No, they
it's
believe.
not. It's just to make it a presentable image.
Well, the people that are making it, like the photoshoppers and all that, they believe it. I'm not saying they don't believe it. They're compartmentalized, and they get some information or data that they got to do their little part in the line for, and they do their little part in the line, and they're none the wiser. That's what compartmentalization is. That's why they have compartmentalization. Otherwise, they'd be
You got
working
the
together.
evidence that this is that they've got all the evidence of people doing this.
Well, yeah, that's what they say.
No, I mean actual evidence.
That's, I mean, no one argues that they are compartmentalized.
Yeah, but evidence that they're all, they're not talking to each other, and that they're, you've actually got evidence that they're working the way that you are saying they are.
Just the people that have worked for NASA,
Like who?
like all the whistleblowers.
See, I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I don't remember their names and stuff, but I mean, I know that there's
I mean, it's pretty much an assumption from you at this point that that's happening.
what
And even saying that with the composites, what about the full images? What
that
about the ones that aren't composites? How do you explain those?
that's That's what I'm saying. Like, they try to say that the full images are made from composites. How is
No,
that?
there's full images that are not composites. They're completely full images.
Well, how are they making full images that are composited though? That's what they said when that Photoshop editor when he was talking. Well, that's what I'm saying. How are you gonna have a whole image of the Earth? Why is it sectioned out like what they have to take little pieces of?
Those images are taken for, in orbit that so it's taking the pictures bit by bit in more detail. Those composites will be of much higher resolution than the ones that are full images from further away.
That's what I'm talking
It's a
about.
satellite that's closer to the Earth. It's going over the Earth section by section. It's taking the photos, and then those photos are being put together to make the picture.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
ones that are full images are actually just one picture.
It is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the full picture is the one that photo editor was talking about having to work with the
Yeah, that particular one.
Yes.
That particular one is Photoshop, but there is many, many, many images of the Earth, full Earth, that are not Photoshop. That's my point.
Wait, how come they had to use Photoshop on a whole image if there's no reason to put composites together if it's a whole image?
Because they wanted to get ones of more detail.
They had one
Composites,
picture.
like I said, sorry?
Just one picture they took. That's it.
No, that's not how a composite works. The
I
composite
know.
is made from lots of other pictures that are then put together.
I know that. Now that the reason you have that is if you're so close to the Earth that you can't fit the whole side of the Earth in the one picture, one frame. You take a step back or you fly hover higher and you take another picture of the whole Earth and that completely negates any Photoshop needed. But they still did it.
My point is that the ones that this composite, if they wanted a much higher resolution image. The ones that aren't composites from further away, they're not going to be in as much detail because the camera resolution can only see so much.
He explains it.
All these images that are a lot closer up, the overall image, the composite, is going to be of much better detail and resolution because it's made from those smaller images that have more detail.
He explains that he was piecing together strips and strips when there's no need to do that for one picture.
Well, of course there is. If they're trying to make a composite out of little pictures. You're saying there's no need to do it, but that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to use those composites to make a full image to get really good resolution.
From that distance, how are they going to strips?
Because of how close the satellite is to the Earth and how much it's trying to take a picture at the time.
It was taking a picture of the whole Earth, dude.
Yeah, bit by bit.
No, one picture is Blue Marble shot is one picture. They've been doing it since 1969. They've done it once.
Well, the first one they were about 1972. Well, I think it was Apollo 17, or 13.
Okay.
That was the first time they got one full image, right?
Yeah, and then
that's not composite.
No.
That is just one picture of the Earth.
Yep.
And it's not accurate. If you zoom in, it's really shitty detail on that picture, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, the resolution sucks, yeah.
Exactly, but the ones the guy that did the Photoshop that you're talking about, that image, that is really, really high resolution because the satellite was taking high resolution images of small strips at a time, so it could get more detail in. They planned to do that. They wanted to get all that detail and to make one big image. So they took all the little pictures, the strips, that it was taken in high detail, and then put them all together. So yes, of course he had to put them together using Photoshop because that was what it was for.
Look, you're missing the point, man. Like, they've got the composite images of Earth, and we got a bunch of them for, zoomed in and all that. Like,
Yeah,
there's
not of as high detail as this one was taken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To get that vantage point and to say that picture just was made out of strips, like, dude, do you realize that one strip of that would have included a bunch of space and then a piece of the Earth and then a bunch of space underneath and then, a little bit less space at the top and then the Earth bigger and then fucking, it would have been like that. There's no reason in the world to take pictures like that of the Earth when you're already that far away.
But there is if you're wanting to get that much detail.
It doesn't have that much detail.
They said that picture has incredible detail.
No, it's just looks just like the other ones.
Not when
Well,
you
except for no. I mean, when you look at it, it's the only thing that's different is the size of the same continents.
When you look at them side by side, yeah, they're gonna look like pictures of Earth. But if you start zooming in on them, the the resolution on the composite is going to be much, much, much higher than the blue marble picture from Apollo 13 in 1972. That's my point. The reason they did it like that was because they wanted the highest resolution image they could get. They didn't do it because they're just trying to do some random photography. They did it in that way so that they could get the highest amount of detail into the picture of the whole planet. And that was the best way to do it. Yes, we've got a whole bunch of other pictures that we've been taking for the past 40, 50 years. But this satellite took really high resolution, close images, sent them all back to NASA, and then they were put together to form the whole image.
Okay.
There's nothing untoward about it.
Well, yeah.
They were just doing that so that they could get a high resolution picture of the Earth.
Okay. Well, ISS just showed the hurricane that hit the whole east coast of the United States a little bit ago, and they showed a massive hurricane that was like bigger than the entire size of the entire United States, and it was just hovering over all these states, like covering the entire east coast. But then you look at webcams, dude, and there is nothing. Like literally, there was nothing going on while it was happening at all.
I think I showed you during our last debate that the ISS is pretty damn accurate at what it shows.
No, you showed the one that you were talking about that showed the accuracy was a zoomed in picture, pointed straight down supposedly. But I'll ask you, how is it that you can always see land underneath it, but water ahead of it where it's traveling to? There's never any water that goes underneath it like that. It never correlates. It never even correlates with its own cameras.
Yeah, see, I completely disagree with what you're saying there because I really, really think that it does.
Well, 90 minutes is all you gotta watch, and supposedly you've already gone all the way around.
I've watched so much of the ISS.
No,
consistently, and I have looked at the ISS. I'm planning actually in the next couple of weeks to do my own ISS transit when it's back in control. And I will compare that to what the ISS is saying that it's doing at the time.
Well, yeah.
All right, we're gonna cut it right here. This debate is nowhere close to being over. I'm just gonna get through some super chat questions real quick. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, and for the record, the flat Earth your transit will never be as good as mine. Okay.
I don't have a.
Yeah, you also don't have the skills. Anyway, so $5 from Orlor. The question is, quote, how does the flat Earth exist the southern celestial pole? I believe that was a question to you, out here.
Southern celestial pole. Stars and me don't really get along, so I mean the best I can do is give you my guess, but I haven't really looked enough into stars to give an answer on that. Honestly, I just mess it up, so I don't know.
Okay, he does not know. I will actually say that as an honest answer. Okay, for 2.29 euros from Rapid X, apparently we have a request to say a word to the best of our abilities. So in the external chat and also in the internal chat, I am copy pasting a word. Fight the flat Earth. You want to try pronouncing that word for us?
Never.
Okay, I will go ahead and accept that. Flat out here, was that your honest opinion?
I can't believe I know I can't say that word very well.
Alright, good, let's move on. Mojo Hot Dog for $10 said absolutely nothing, so we're going to move on from there. $5 from Jen to fight the flat Earth. Why are you wasting everyone's time talking to this I'm sorry, know nothing, who hasn't the brain power to extract hot as a conclusion to fire?
To quote yourself, Red, the answer is something's been fucking wrong on the internet. We can't have that.
Alright, sounds good. So if you want to ask more questions of our debaters, super chat. That's how you do it. Anyway, continue on with composite and realize because I don't fucking know where we're going with this.
Yeah, no.
Do you think we can move on?
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan to me. So I'll go ahead and just ask a random question. And then you guys take it from there. So Flat Out Hero, what is the best piece of evidence for the flat Earth?
I would have to say that being able to see farther than we can see, or than we should be able to see if Earth if Earth was a ball, when we're looking forward, we can see to our horizon only 3 miles, I think, if you're at sea level. If you're just looking straight forward, we can already see that there is a curve because it hides things, right? I'm not saying that there is a curve. I'm just trying to relate because a lot of people miss that up with me. I'm not really saying that I think that the Earth has a curve. I'm saying if the Earth had a curve, then that's what we're seeing when we see the horizon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can see that curve start to have an effect at 3 miles, when we're looking at the horizon from left to right, we can see a span of 100 miles if we move our head. So how come we can't see any curvature that way when we can see it already in 3 miles?
Okay, I can answer that for you quite easily. Yeah. When you're at sea level looking forward, the horizon in front of you is 2.9 miles. Now, let's say you're looking side to side, right? And what you're looking at side to side is 8.4 miles.
With
Yeah?
your head turned?
Let's just say that the point from the left to the right that you're looking at is about 8 miles.
If
Right?
you're just using your eyes, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, right. So you can see 2 points in the distance that are at 8.4 miles apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that 8.4 miles is 0.12 degrees of the curve. You're not going to see anything but flat.
That's why I said move your head. Go like that.
Even
Like
if
that.
you're moving your head, what you're going to be able to see there is going to be such a small percentage of the curve. The arc is going to be so small that you're not going to see anything but flat. Even if you're seeing a 1 degree arc, that is still going to be pretty much flat.
I can see 200 degrees, like all the way here and
I
all the way
covered this
here.
in my video, explain this in my first video about the horizon. The fact that when you're looking at the horizon, it is going to be flat because the amount of the curve you're seeing is so small. And also, a horizon is going to appear flat because the horizon view is a cross section of the globe that is 2.9 miles in radius. Okay, does that make sense?
Most of it, yeah.
Right? A cross section is a circle. A circle is a 2D shape which is flat.
Mm.
So the horizon, being a cross section, will appear flat.
But how is it that you can see that it's hiding feet, like feet of a boat if it goes 4 miles away from you?
Because you're seeing on the x-axis and not the y-axis.
But you're seeing that it has a 4 foot, like it's got on both sides. It's got, I can see 200 degrees if I turn my head. It's more than 180 degrees side, right? So I'll say like 200 degrees. I can see that. My same view, like from over here to over here, my horizon line goes all the way around. Like I can see like literally probably like 150 miles worth of land at the horizon line and no curve whatsoever.
That's exactly what you experience. Imagine you're on a globe of water, right? That is just a globe of water with a tiny island at the top, okay? And you're standing on that island, and you're looking at the horizon, and you spin 360 degrees. You are only going to see a flat line all around you. You're not going to see a curve.
That,
Because the horizon is a cross section. You're not, you're only the reason you can go really high up because you're kind of seeing the shape of the planet rather than the horizon.
how high?
The horizon is going to be flat because it's a cross section of a 360 shape.
How high so you can see it?
Well, it depends on conditions, but probably about 120,000 feet to see it properly.
Well, that's we've got regular lens cameras that have gone that high and there's no curve.
See, I would disagree. Like the ones I've seen of the dog cam, for instance, quite clearly shows curves.
Hey, Red, if you want to go on my channel again, bud, just, there's a high altitude balloon on my playlist. It says 120,000 foot high altitude balloon. If you can find that, and then we'll skip to the actually the zenith of it is about in the middle, a little bit after the middle of the video. So we just need to go to right before the balloon pops. And make a comparison. Because I forget the website, but it's like a NASA website. Like they're definitely ballers, but they say that you should be able to see the curve. Definitely.
What's the video again?
It's under a playlist. The high altitude balloons, I think, or proof that Earth is not a spinning ball. It could be that one.
Let's see.
You know, I've seen high altitudes that
Are we talking? Hang on. Are we talking about the video from Jeranism?
He didn't make it. I think he mirrored it.
Okay, and okay. Let's try this. Let me just screen share it.
No, it's not that.
Let me just screen share this.
Yeah.
All right, is this the video that you were referring to?
Go to the middle of it. Yeah. Yep. And just if you want to like play a little bit of a clip, just so you can see how that horizon looks as it's playing a little bit.
Sure. Let me present to everyone. I'm gonna have you talk about
it. Well, yeah, the camera's got a little bit of a curve to it. Like it's a regular lens camera, but every camera has a little bit of a curve to it. You'll see it like when it goes right, when it gets right to the middle of it. That curve is the same curve that you see the entire time it's going up. And it's never gonna get any more or less curved than that. And then when the horizon line gets right to the middle of that camera, that's when you see it right there. Like that's when you see it the most, the clearest, and see what you actually would be seeing. Whenever the camera, same thing with fisheye too. Like if it gets closest to the middle, that's where it's most defined. But this is 120,000 feet. This is probably on the way down, I think, maybe. But
I'm pretty sure that I've seen debunks of this one that lines along where when it's in the middle and it still does show curvature.
That's what I'm saying. Like it will show a little bit of curvature, but the curvature never grows because it's only from the camera. It's not from the Earth. Look, if the Earth really was curving down right there, it wouldn't continue to always just be curving at the edges of the camera. It would eventually, like right when you pan, if the Earth is really a ball, and you see how it curves down a little bit at the edges of the camera, if you would pan right or pan left, that curve would continue going. It would not just be, it wouldn't bend up. They wouldn't bend up into a flat horizon again immediately. Like that curve would. No. No, I'm saying that the curve that you're seeing on the edge of the video, if you are high enough to see that curve, if that is really the curve that you're seeing, when you panned left or panned right, that would continue to be dropping. If you're high enough to see the curve, then you're high enough to see the curve. It's never going to just bounce back in, because that's exactly what you see when you're at ground level, just videotaping around. That you see that.
Curve. If you want to see what you want to see, you're gonna have to go way higher.
You heard what I said when they're at ground level. Like, Red, I don't know if you still got that up. If you still got that up, when they're at ground level, if you can show the beginning of it, right when the balloon launches, that horizon is just the same amount of curvature.
Right. I think to say that again, you would have to analyze the video completely yourself and
Yeah.
show the proof.
That's my playlist. Like, you got that. Here, just like 1 minute or so. Yeah, right there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. See how? Well, wait till it gets a little bit higher. Wait for the. No, yeah, if you can go a little bit forward a bit. Maybe a little bit forward. A little forward. Alright, yeah, right about there should be good. Let's see if you can see the horizon line. See how it's got a little bit of curvature no matter what. Like it's gonna have some sort of curvature, just because I mean that's what all camera lenses do. They're bows. They have a little bit of a bow to them, so they're all gonna have a little bit of curvature on the outer edges of the picture. But
entirely true for every camera lens ever?
Everyone has a little bit of a bow to it, yeah. But it's not sharing again.
Do you agree with that?
I'm not involved in this debate. I'm actually biting my tongue to the point where it's nearly severed, so don't tempt me, motherfucker.
Again, I feel like this is you not analysing things properly.
Well, I mean, if it was still sharing, you'd
Looking
see
at
the
that,
curve.
I see it's pretty much flat, but again, what
Pretty
you're seeing
much.
there is land, and kind of land has contours.
No, on the edges of the, when you talk about the edges of the video cameras, like the edges of the lens are going to be nearer to you than the bulge of the lens. Like every lens has a bow to it. Like if you don't have a bow to it, you're not going to be able to have, you're not going to have a camera. The camera's not going to be able to focus on anything. It has to have a bow to the lens, and that's what you see all the time. That's why it's always constantly just curved at the edge, and then when you pan left or pan right, if it was an actually curved object, you can check.
The message from a professional photographer in the chat was saying that not all lenses have that.
What? Well, I mean, besides me calling him a liar, I mean, every camera every GoPro that they have has a bow to it. How about that? That fair to say?
I think some cameras are they don't at all.
How would they focus on anything? Unless it's like a throwaway camera, yeah, I could see like a Walmart little, you know.
Okay, so it's quite clear you don't understand photography either. Right. I feel like again we need to move away from this because a massive lack of understanding of the basics of this is apparent.
Well, first you can see on a
Let's move to some other things. Fred asked you for your biggest proof of flat Earth. You went back to the sea and things and that. What do you say to all the proofs of the globe?
what proof?
The fact that everything matches our model.
It doesn't. That's the whole point. Okay, like your
Everything
model.
matches our model. For instance, somebody say climate change video.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They actually took that image and someone modelled like the globe in 3D, and then it showed that what Sandy's observations were exactly matches what would be shown on the globe.
Yeah, well, you know what else?
It exactly matches the model that we expect.
You know what else?
That all other observations, if you look at what Miles Davis has done, as we discussed in our last one, show the hills appear further below. Through the map, and that is what we expect. Other things that we expect, like for instance, looking at the north and south pole stars and the stars rotating opposite directions around them. We make are exactly what we expect based on our model. There is no discrepancy.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you explain all these observations
Miles Davis is.
matching what we say?
Miles
On
Davis.
the flat Earth side, there isn't explanations.
Okay, Miles Davis, number one, used a picture where there's no water to make sure that it's a flat level surface that he's actually filming over or taking a picture over. And his is the only picture that would contradict every one of the experiments that have been done over water, where we know that we can have a control. The water is a great control. Water finds its level. Not the whole way, no.
Yeah, but right, do you understand what sea level means? We know how far things are above sea level. You don't need water there to know how far above sea level it is.
Okay, but now what about when the ground is below sea level?
Well, then it will show that it's below sea level. The height of
What-
those hills.
where's the information?
Above sea level.
Where was the information attached to any of that, and where can?
Well, you can find all the information yourself on it.
There, yeah. See, because I already know I don't have to do that because we can sell over 1 mile. Like that's all it needs, man. 1 mile. If you can see a beer bottle when you put a camera like at the a little bit above the water, if you can see a beer bottle right there, then you're good. It's no curve, and yeah, we can see that beer bottle for fucking miles. I'm talking about being able to see objects that are not as tall as the curvature should hide. We can see that using native bone calculator, using the same calculations that everybody says, that's how you measure the curvature of the Earth. That should not be.
No, it's always exactly what it should be based on the calculations. I mean, you're probably not doing the calculations right because
I'm not doing any calculations. Metabunk is.
like, yeah, but is metabunk taken into account any kind of refraction
Yes.
and the height of the observer?
Yep.
You know,
That's how you gotta put. That's how you gotta calculate it. Is height of
because
the observer.
when you use metabunk correctly, it exactly backs up what the globe should expect.
No.
Like 100%.
No.
Yeah.
The Chicago skyline.
Metabunk was is there to kind of help with these things, and they wouldn't be stupid enough to have metabunk not prove the globe. I mean, I've seen plenty of videos that use metabunk to actually prove it properly, and I remember there was one video where Jainism was trying to use metabunk, and then Red completely ripped a new one because he showed that he wasn't using it even the slightest bit correct.
Well, I don't know about that. But
What is showing.
no.
And the fact is that when you actually do it properly, it always matches what we expect, 100%.
Dude, okay.
Going back to the Miles Davis picture, we know how far above sea level things are.
How far above sea level was it?
It shows you.
No, you. I'm asking you. Did you check? Okay, what was it? What was the sea level? Above sea level. Okay, I know that's what he said, but now what okay, going back to Soundly real quick, just because I wanted to address that, just because me and Soundly have a little bit of history. Fucking, if you look at the Lake Pontchartrain bridge from the side, there you can see the whole bridge completely. Flat Earth Head, shout out. He did a great video showing the exact bridge that Soundly always shows, massive curve in over just a 3-mile stretch of it, and then he showed all 26 miles of it completely flat from the side. If you just step back and look at it, the whole thing from the side, there is no curve whatsoever in that, and you can make that optical illusion yourself on a table if you just line up a bunch of dominoes just right like that. Like
again, you're forgetting about how you see things on the X and the Y axis.
Dude, no, like you're saying that we can see that it is eating up, all this amount of boats and ships and stuff, like this horizon, this curve is eating up these massive objects, like at 10 miles away you can't see you wouldn't be able to see a building, like or whatever, like there you can see that there is no curvature at all, not even slightly at all. Like there's nothing. It is completely flat where there's water.
Water. I said to you about how much of an arc you would see.
I know what you said, bro, but I'm still saying that is completely asinine. There's no way you can say that there's a curve.
And I'm saying it's not asinine because the math makes sense. The
There's
math
no math.
explains exactly what you're seeing.
No, there's no math.
When you do the math, when you model it, everything that is being seen there exactly matches what the model should be.
No, what math? What math?
All of the math.
No, specifically,
the math of angular perspective, the math of curvature of the Earth, the math of refraction. When you do it all properly, and sorry, but you can't do the math, and you know this.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do the math.
Well,
Right?
yeah.
I know how to do the math. Red knows how to do the math. Stanley knows how to do the math. These people have done the math.
Waiting for you to
And the
fucking
people that have
show
modeled
us.
it, for them have done the math and shown that it matches. For you to say that's not right without actually doing the math is a little bit kind of silly because you're just assuming. You haven't done the math to prove it to yourself.
Alright, here, I forgot I was going to bring this up. Here's a great one I just came up with the other day. Let me show you guys something here.
While you're getting ready for that, we have some super chat questions.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I can't do it in here. Go ahead.
We'll go through this first and then we'll get right back to you here, okay?
Right.
Okay, from Victor for $5. Thank you very much, Victor. He says, can Flat Out Hero try to explain why the sun doesn't change its angular size throughout the day? Try to debunk Red's video of the sun, which shows this.
just go ahead and go to Fuck It World. It's PHUKETWRD. WORD, sorry, Fuck It Word, or Phuket Word. That,
Yeah, he doesn't understand anything.
well, he understands that if you have...
Hang on. What? But the flutters, you gotta shut the fuck up and let him finish.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, he's done video of the same thing, except for it does change, and I've seen it with my own eyes because I sun gaze. It does change.
So your answer is you've seen it change angular size because you sun gaze?
That and Fuck It Word has used the filters, the sun filters, and shown the same thing that you can see. Yeah.
What was he using a proper solar filter like the one Red used in his video of
Yeah, but he was actually like superimposing the sun right next to each other and then putting on top or whatever. Like he did it a lot better than what Red did.
Alright, for the next one, not really a question, but more of a statement. From 0, 132, 132 for $6 and 66 cents. If the horizon isn't at eye level, then it necessarily curves that it's
Wait, a what?
Where is the dome in the video you were telling me to share?
The dome? I don't know. Where is the dome? The dome's your vision, I thought.
Cool. Alright, moving on. 10 New Zealand dollars. I don't know if they have a different name for it, but it's Apodic New NZ asks, Cloud Hero, how does twilight work in a flat Earth model?
What's twilight?
What is
like the time of day when it's kind of like just getting dark and stuff, or in the morning.
Did you really just ask me what is twilight?
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Those are some terrible books by Seth Meyers.
Fucking, as far as I know, there's just like dusk or dawn, but I'm not sure. So, how would twilight not work on flat Earth?
Twilight wouldn't work on a flat Earth because the sun would never go to the horizon. I'm sorry, but
yeah, everything comes to a point and disappears. But
yeah, but if on the flat Earth the general consensus is the sun's about 3,000 miles above you. I'm sorry, but if it's 3,000 miles above you, it would never, ever go below the horizon on a flat Earth, or even touch the horizon.
well, how big is it?
Well, the average academic flat Earth is 50 miles wide.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, that's stuff I don't know.
Again, a lot of your answers are, I don't know.
No, it's not a lot of them. It's just ones that I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I think it is a lot of them. Anything math or physics related, your answer is I don't know.
No, that's not true at all.
You still think that you're able to debunk thousands of years of the greatest minds that humanity has ever given out. And then just assume that everyone's lying. Can we look at Occam's razor for a second and see what that says?
Fucking, first of all, fucking, I've heard of it, dude. Fucking, no. You think that you can see the ISS with your bare eyes, right? Red?
not involved here?
Okay, fine, yeah. Fight the flat Earth. You can see the ISS with your bare eyes, right?
It's probably really hard. It's going really, really fast, which is why I want to catch a transit on the camera.
It can be seen with bare eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It's like kind of darkness, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's supposed to be 300 miles high at its highest, or like 250 is where it usually is at. All right. Well, as far as I know, if you're standing at point A next to an identical object, say you're at the ISS, you're standing right next to the ISS at point A on the ground, right? and then you're looking in the distance, and the at point B is an exact replica of the ISS. Same thing, same dimensions, same everything, right? When it comes to a dot and disappears in your vision, if you go and walk all the way over to point B and then turn around and try to see the first one you were at, you should not be able to see it. It should be a dot, just a barely little dot, just the same as it was when you started walking towards point B, right?
Okay.
I mean, right? If you're the same distance from an object that's the same exact replica of everything, then you should see it the same from both ways. So how come the ISS can't see something the size of the ISS from the ISS?
Of course it could.
No, it can't. It can't even see. It can.
It's looking through the entirety of Earth's atmosphere.
Okay, so you're looking through the entirety of Earth's atmosphere at it.
And when you're looking at the ISS in the sky, right, what you're seeing is reflected light. So it's going to look like a star, like a glowing light in the sky. When you're looking at something on the ground from the ISS, you're not getting all that, the reflection, and there's so much more there to see. Like that.
Why wouldn't
ISS in the sky is kind of on its own.
every 90
see the light reflecting off of it.
every 90 minutes that sun should be right back to where it was, right? Because it should have rotated the Earth, or rotated around the Earth. That's another thing. We never see every 90 minutes the night and day. It should be within 45 minutes a night, 45 minutes a day, but that's not the case ever. But besides that,
You don't usually see anything from the ISS when it's dark side.
you see it's a 24-hour light feed. You always see it's never on the dark side.
It is, and there's quite a few points where they will actually turn off the feed because you can't see anything on the dark side.
No, like that's what?
Yeah.
Every 90 minutes or every 45 minutes, it should be on the dark side. Are you saying they turn it off every 45 minutes?
No, because the orbit wouldn't be going like that. When you look at the camera, the image of the ISS, it shows you at the bottom, like in a wave.
Yeah.
Of where it's going.
It shows you on the night side and the day side.
And it responds to what it's showing.
No, never. I've never seen it on the night side.
All the time.
Well, I mean,
You're just out denying facts,
go right now and it's on the day side.
and then it will go round and do what it does.
In 45 minutes, you want to check again? No, it's not. But yeah, let's go check it right now.
We went through all this in my last debate,
Yeah.
showing that the ISS shows what it's showing and that it's correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't get to that part.
Look at the ISS light feed and know exactly what it is.
It's daytime and it's showing clouds and water.
There is no, it's not just clouds and water.
In front of it,
More than that,
right in front of it, yeah, it is.
not always.
Red, could you please check ISS for us real quick and see if it is?
I'm not just going to argue complete and utter fact that everyone can just go and see themselves.
What?
I've spent so much time watching the ISS feed, and I'm sure everyone have done the same. And the ISS feed always shows exactly what you expect it to. Go back to my point of everything matches what we expect it to, always.
That's what I'm saying.
And again, back to my point of, do you really think that NASA have been smart enough to do this entire massive conspiracy, yet are fucking stupid enough to, at the same time, not show the right shit on the feed of the ISS?
They are letting it be known to their people. There is a Freemason group they have a secret. It's no secret they have a secret.
Do you know that the Freemasons actually have an online registry?
Hold on.
You can go and
First,
check who's
yes,
in the Freemasons.
first.
And do you know
You're
how
interrupting
many
though.
people that have worked for NASA have been Freemasons? Because I do.
Okay.
9.
No, that's not true. Fucking there's Freemasons all out throughout. They have patches for Freemasonry for NASA. Like they make
Can show you, like,
man, but
all the people that voted for the politicians and everything.
they make it so in your face, stupid.
Unless you're talking about the secret Freemasons.
They make it in your face that it is this ridiculous, so that they all know. Oh, this person believes in a ball. No, they're not part of the crew. They are not. They're not one of us.
That's just complete conspiratorial nonsense.
Is it? What's their secret?
Absolutely.
What's their
There
secret?
isn't a secret.
What do you mean it's a secret society?
The Freemasons isn't really a secret society. They've
Not no
got
more.
administration.
Not no more. But yeah, they have a secret, dude.
You're saying that the Freemasons have been involved
Like a lot of
like,
secrets, yeah. Yes, definitely.
like, does that mean the Freemasons were involved in, other space agencies as well?
International Space Station.
So
Every
let's
single
talk
one of
about,
them.
for instance, the Chinese
Yep.
space
Every
agency.
single one of them. If you
So
think that we were
did you
warring
know
with them,
that the Freemasons were actually a persecuted group in China? You could be killed for being a Freemason.
okay. I didn't say everybody in China was a Freemason.
Really bad Freemasons were involved in anything to do with Chinese space travel.
Openly?
And again, unless you're talking about the secret Freemasons.
Well, if they're persecuted, yeah, I bet there's going to be secret ones.
Okay, again, it's very hard to argue against just flat-out conspiracies with no evidence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is evidence. They make patches from NASA. They make patches from NASA that are Freemason patches.
They're what, sorry?
Freemason patches.
There's Freemason patches from NASA.
Oh, shitload, yeah.
You telling me that
If
there's
you
a
Google
NASA
it, Google it right now. Freemason patches. Yes.
Hang on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Both of you guys, sometimes you're talking over each other, and the people in the live chat can't fucking understand either one of you when that happens. So try to rope that back in again. So flat out, you have the floor.
Okay. If you could, for us real quick, Red, I think he wants to verify that there is patches for Freemasons in NASA. If you just want to Google that real quick, there's plenty that'll come up in images.
But the flat Earth, if you want to screen share, you have that option.
All I see is National Science Patch conspiracies on YouTube.
Look at
If
images.
anyone just searches the same thing, they'll see exactly the same.
Well, that's
All
gonna be.
NASA missing patches are full of occult Masonic symbolism.
There we go.
That's just conjecture.
Well, that's occult symbolism. That's what the Freemasons are known for. That's what they do. It is Freemason patches, dude.
No.
Who else uses the occult, the symbolism, man? Like, that's occult.
It's not it's a NASA. The NASA symbol has nothing to do with Freemasons.
I didn't say the NASA symbol. I said the NASA symbolism.
Don't have anything to do with each other.
Dude, they have a friggin' telescope called Lucifer in the Vatican. Like.
And the thing's names dictate their physical properties now?
Well, no, it dictates who made it.
No, it dictates that someone's named it that.
Well, that's who made it, yeah.
You're just putting things together that don't need to be put together. That's what conspiracies are.
Apollo.
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 Yes, it's the name of a Greek god.
Every single planet is named after a Greek god.
And personally, I think that's pretty appropriate for shit that's in space.
Why? Because they're fucking supposed to be the gods?
Yeah, because over the years, years past, people kind of thought stuff in space was the gods.
It was religion,
why
yes.
not, when we get to the point of being able to actually go and look at these things, why not name them after things that people have been calling them for years?
Why not? But I'm saying who named every single one of them that? Like, it's a cult. It's a cult. It's the Freemasons. You know, they haven't always even been known as Freemasons, man. Like the Rosicrucians, they're different. There's different stems of it too. Like, I mean, it's not just Freemasons. There's other secret societies that have been doing the same thing.
Oh, there's other secret societies.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes there is.
And they're also controlling NASA and all the other things.
No, I didn't say that they control. What they control, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I do know that the space companies all around the world work internationally. Yes.
You say you know that.
International Space
Station.
Station.
Ever present me any evidence.
International Space Station.
Yeah, then that's because it's been built for people to work together.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that.
That means they're
Chinese
working
space
together.
agencies and the Russian space agencies and the British, and it doesn't
That
mean
means
they're all best buddies.
that means well,
They've
they're
got a common goal of getting shit into space so that we can advance our species.
working together. That's the bottom line.
That's kind of what it would imply, but that doesn't imply it doesn't mean that the Russian government and the American government are in bed.
No, not the government. A few of them. Yeah.
It just means that some space agencies are working together. It's exactly what it says.
They're part of the government, though.
Yeah, but you're thinking too much. You're putting dots together that don't need to be put together. It's just conspiratorial nonsense with no evidence, ever.
My iPad's about to die, so if it cuts out, sorry you guys. I'm gonna let it go so it runs out. So
Okay, cool. Then let me go ahead and get this last super chat out.
okay.
Team Loris for $2. If math is not reality, what is and how can I tell? I'll start with you, Fight the Flat Earth, if you know the answer to that question.
Math is
He
reality.
believes that math is reality.
It's when I do observations, I can always go back and do the math, and the math always tells me exactly what the observation has told me. So, as far as I'm concerned, math is reality. It is the only universal language that we can have.
Perfect. Flat Hero, you're next. The super chat one more time is, if math is not reality, what is and how can I tell?
Well, basically, math is not reality. Math can show you what reality, it can reflect reality, but it can also create a completely wrong situation, like the sun. I can say that the sun is way closer if I say that it's way smaller, and it'll still be the right calculation yeah, it'll fit. I can make a calculation that puts the sun closer. You can make it any variable you want. You can make any equation go which way you want. Just there's everything in between. But the way that you tell if it's real or not is by observations. And I'm sorry if I fight the flat Earth, but your observations that you've done supposedly, I have yet to see any. And if you really did do those observations, you would find out pretty quickly that that's not what the math reflects.
Well,
Cool.
if I can quickly respond to that, I spent nearly a decade in the military,
Mm-hmm.
training to be a nuclear engineer, and I had to do experiments based on reality and math to figure out what was going on.
Well, can you give us a
And
specific?
always it matched, and that's always what I find.
Can you give us
You
one?
know,
One that you're.
Before we do, actually, we have to get one more super chat. We can come back to it, so just hold that thought if you can.
All right.
Victor for 20 Nokia bucks, which I believe is Norwegian currency. Freemasons, the most well-known secret society.
Yep.
Question, just more of a statement. Okay, get back to it.
Mhm. Here, I wanted. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you said that your tablet was about to die, so try to start wrapping it up.
Yeah. Basically, like, if you guys want to set up another one, I'm down to do another one. Probably like, well, when are you available? Fight.
I'm a disabled veteran, so I'm pretty much housebound and available all the time.
Later on today, then.
Well,
After.
it's 12 for now, and I will be going to bed soon because I'll get up
Okay.
in the morning for school. So maybe
Maybe.
another time.
Yeah. That works.
I would actually very much like to go through some of the math with you. So
Yeah.
if you could give me a chance to maybe get some of your specific questions down in math form, and then I can go through them with you. How about that?
That works.
Okay.
All right.
Alright, good. Then we'll start wrapping it up. Just so that people know, this debate is not going to be on this channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to render out this debate with the live chat preserved, and I am giving it to both Fight the Flat Earth and also Flat Out Heroes so that they can mirror it on their own channels if they want. It's going
Appreciate
to
that.
take me about 2 hours to render, but after that it will be yours for the taking and for the re-uploading if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Good. So Fight the Flat Earth. I'll go ahead and give you this opportunity to say what you gotta say, and then get the fuck out.
I want to say thank you, Cloud Hero, for coming and having a decent discussion with me. It went slightly better than the last one.
A lot.
Thank you guys in the chat for being involved. And again, if you haven't subscribed to me, please do. This is kind of what I'm spending my time doing, so your support will be greatly appreciated. And thank you, Red, very much for agreeing to host this debate.
Alright, thank you. And Flat Out Hero, say what you gotta say. Get the fuck out.
I would just like to say thank you to everybody, actually especially Reds. You were very professional about that. I appreciate all your professionalism. Like the Flat Earth, definitely we had a lot better discussion this time. I'd actually call it a discussion. So I'd like to say thank you to both of you. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that has been following this. I appreciate the attention that you're giving to what's going on here. Flat Earth is a very important issue. It has to do with once we can get past all this, we can explore the outer lands, past the ice wall, and there's no more job. Everybody can have a job. Like there's no reason to have anybody out of work, right? Like that's just one of the ways that Flat Earth is super important because we're suffering because there's no work, but there is work to be done. So flat Earth is a very important issue. I hope you guys do subscribe to me. If you don't, whatever. But hey, if you want to see me crash and burn, subscribe. Other than that, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Alright, and for the final announcement, just so that we're clear, if none of the debaters here mirror the debate on their own channels, I will be having the channel or the video re-uploaded on the Red Shift channel, and the links to that will be plastered in comments, in my Twitter, or on my Twitter, whatever the case may be. You guys will find out about it eventually. So with that, I am calling this debate to a close, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Don't gotta go home. Get the fuck out of here.
That's pretty much it. All right, peace out, guys.
Peace.
Peace out. Bye.
Alright, chat. Anybody have any questions for me? My phone's got 20 batteries. Don't worry, I don't vote. This head circle. Oh yeah, look, another pay Wookie supporter. As soon as what's up, Jano? How you doing, man? What's up, Flat World Logic? What that? Explain the sunset. The sun goes farther away from you and then goes around the curve. It goes in a circle above us. Everything that goes far enough away is going to become smaller. And the thing about the sun, though, it's so far away, and it's a bright light that it doesn't act like a ship. Like, it's not just there sitting on the water. It's actually way high and also far away from you. So, people say you can't zoom in on the sun after it's set. Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because half of the sunset that you see is just a mirrored reflection. Like when you see the sun going down, you'll see that the when it gets halfway down, it looks like half of the sun is still there, because like on water or whatever, it'll be a full looking sun. But when it goes down farther and there's only like a quarter of the sun above the horizon, there's only going to be a little sliver. It's gonna look like an egg, like when it's just about done. That doesn't mean that the sun turns into an egg all of a sudden. That just means that the horizon it's magnified through looking through so much dense air that it raises the horizon level. I don't think people understand really the horizon level. You could be standing across a lake from something, like some trees. Like I've seen a video of like this guy was standing across the lake and he's looking at these trees, and at the first beginning of the video, there's no trunks to the trees. You can barely see the tops of the trees, right? And then as the wind blows, like within just like a couple of seconds, dude, like 10 or 15 seconds, there's a real big gust of wind, and it blows all that dense air out of the way. And then all of a sudden you can see the entire tree trunks and all the leaves that you couldn't see on the trees just a couple of seconds ago. Like the horizon line you can stand at the same position and watch the horizon line go up and down all day long. Like it does not stay the same. It's not a physical barrier. The water is not really right where you're seeing it. It's an optical illusion, because you're looking through so much dense air that it becomes a magnification effect. Like, it's a complicated thing. I can't even really pretend to be able to explain it, but I understand enough about it to say that it's completely possible on flat Earth, and it's just in line with everything else that goes along with flat Earth. Like, it's impossible to be a ball. Yeah, I've seen the Discovery Channel one, except for they're the only ones doing that experiment that don't actually show their fucking when they're doing it. Like they show that, oh yeah, here's a picture of what we're looking at, and then they don't have like a camera showing that that's what they're looking at. They don't have a camera videotaping them videotape that. It's funny. Why wouldn't they have a camera videotaping them videotape that? Because everybody does that. That's what you have to do so that you don't look like you're cheating. And then the biggest giveaway about that is that they claim to have 3 flat earthers do that, right? All right, well, if there's really these 3 flat earthers on there, they're not gonna be like, oh, okay, yep, this and that. Just because we can't see the target right now there's so many other aspects of flat Earth that, you know, fine, if there was a mistake on that one, okay. Like, there's so many other aspects of flat Earth that just solidify it. That there's no flat earther in the world that would be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, Earth is definitely a ball, and every single one of them did that. Like, they didn't even bring up anything else. Like, they just like completely like ate it. Like, they were just actors. They were paid actors to do it, and there was a propaganda. If you want to find propaganda, look at something on TV. If you want to find the truth, look at somebody who's not getting paid for it. Look at somebody like fucking an independent like me. I'm not gonna have any reason to lie to you. I'm not getting paid for that. The fuck, and the worst that I could do is fucking lie about an experiment, dude. Fucking, if I lie about an experiment, it's over for me. It's done. There's nobody else gonna pay attention. Like, that's it. Like, fucking, you know. The only reason fucking the only reason that the Discovery did that was to try to fight the flat Earth. That was it. Charlie Xenomorph. There's plenty of videos of what we can see. There's the ice wall, you know, that's as far as you can go. Like, there's a treaty on Antarctica, so. Yeah. Flario, do you think the government is lying to us? Oh yeah, absolutely. Who's Two-Face? No, I never said I believe in a round Earth. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I have never said that. And if you would watch the video and actually take into context what I'm talking about, instead of just going off of what everybody else has said, I never once said that I believe in a round Earth. I've never said that on YouTube for sure. Like, I don't. Through and through, I do not believe that the Earth is round. Like, there's no way. I said that Whoopi had that he had completed the challenge. I said, yeah, Whoopi, you did it. But I said, now that the other part of the challenge is you have to prove it's flyable. And if you're going to use restricted areas to take off from and land at, then I'm going to have to require that you take me with you on a trip, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to prove it. If you want to use places that are not the restricted areas, like the North and the South Pole, then hey, great, let's go and see where you plotted the flight route, and if other flights take those routes, or, you know, other flights are in that airspace, then we know that, yeah, that's verifiable. Like, there's not a bunch of people lying about going on, you know, planes and shit, dude. Like that's legit. I wouldn't have to go on any flight. But it has to be proven that it's flyable. That's part of the rules. Like, if you would have watched the video and read the description, you would understand that. And another part of the challenge is that nobody ever brings up is there's other videos that I said refer to these videos if you do not understand what I'm talking about. If you refer to those videos because you obviously don't understand what I'm talking about, if you think that Whoopi completed the challenge, yeah, check the other videos, man. Everything is explained if you watch, especially if you watch all three of them, man. Like, there's no way that you could ever have a misconception about what I'm asking for if you watch all three of those. And I don't even understand how anybody has a misconception now, except for, I know that everybody's saying hashtag pay up, hashtag pay Whoopi, all this other shit. I don't even have enough views for all of you guys that are fucking saying this shit. There's not even enough views on that video alone. Like, even if every single one of you were to have been the only views on it, there's friggin' quadruple, if not friggin' 10 times the amount of people trying to say that I did not do what I said I was gonna do. None of you have watched my challenges. None of you even know. Like, you guys are just saying hashtag pay Whoopi. Watch the videos, dude. If you watch the videos, you're not gonna say that. There's no way that you can say that, unless you're really just that stubborn of a baller, which actually, okay, yeah, there's going to be a few of you that are going to do that, but no, like I said, piece together flight charts, plural. If he did not piece together flight charts, he's not going to get the prize. Like, I have very few rules. It's not a hard competition. It's not a hard challenge. It really should have been done the very first day. If you guys really think about it, dude, that challenge was simple. It was really just done in one freaking 15 minute session of trying to figure it out and put it together, and boom, should have been completed. Nobody's done it. Nobody can do it. I challenge anybody to do it. No, everybody didn't do it. That's why I moved on to my next. My $200,000 challenge actually solidifies the hell out of that one, because it even goes more to the point. If we can put every piece of information, as far as, you know, neighborhoods and streets and roads and all that. Like, dude, we know that all that land exists on a road map because we can travel it. Most of us have traveled all of, you know, every spot on one of those maps, like every road map, right? Okay, so we know that land exists. We know that that's real. Now, try to wrap those road maps onto the surface of a ball. Try to do that. You can't do that. Not without creating gaps or wrinkles. Now, if you were to be able to do that without creating gaps or wrinkles, then hey, Wolfie's flight chart app would have been a great way to fucking disprove it. But you can't. If you try to say that app is being legit, all I ask is put a bunch of road maps together, wrap them around the ball, and see how far you get. They can't do it either. Just because fucking they say they did it, just because their little electronic fucking gadgets fucking show them zooming out and seeing the ball. No, you can't wrap road maps around a ball. But we know that land exists. What don't you get? It's not the fucking. It's not the road maps are distorted like they tell us. Yeah, they can say that the road maps are distorted all they fucking want, dude. That's not the case because those aren't the road maps are what we use and we know to work. How are you gonna say that the road map is not accurate? Like, I can get from Arizona all the way to the doorstep in Florida if I want. It absolutely is accurate. There's no question to that. The road maps are accurate. The land that they say is there is there. You can navigate by it, no problem. Can't navigate with the globe. Shit, try it and see how far you get. Or you'll get far, but you won't be where you thought you were, especially in the southern hemisphere. It's a joke. If you want to say that the Wolfie's Flight app thing actually does show the Earth's, you know, show the Earth as it is, you have to be able to wrap road maps around it. If you can't wrap road maps around it, then hey, not my fault, dude. You guys got fooled. Yeah, they do. No, go ahead, slingshots. Go ahead, and if you really want to, print some road maps onto a piece of fabric and wrap it around the ball. Try to do it. Can't do it. You're gonna have gaps or wrinkles. Right, John? Any pertinent questions? What about Australia? What do you mean, how would you have a wrinkle on fabric? There's some wrinkles. Fabric. There's not a million pictures of Earth as a globe. There's actually only 8, I think, supposedly. Frost nuke, I fucked you up. Yeah, it's funny about the eclipses because there's plenty of times in history that both the sun and the moon have been in the sky visible at the same time that eclipse is supposedly happening. And I watched this last eclipse that happened. There's a funny little issue there. There was no moon leading up to the sun. We could see the sun. I actually thought that my camera was just messed up, or there was too much clouds in the way because all I could see was the sun get covered by something, and then when it left, there was nothing else that came out the other side of it. And then the moon was back where it was supposed to be that night. How did it go around the Earth twice? How did it go around the Earth? And then it'll go across my field of view in the morning, and then also in the night. Simple shit like that. Like, it's easy to understand. understand that that's not what happened. This is not the shadow. It's not. It's all BS. Yeah, I have the money to pay. It's not satirical at all. Crispy and DLK again. Watch my challenge videos and see. Nobody has completed the challenge. Alright, yeah, Jedi practice. Stupid. I don't have a criminal record at all. Send my law. There are live feeds or what? Contribute a lot in life. It's in the Y level. I don't understand. I don't live in a shed. No, not at all. It's not impossible in a flat earth. You see. What? What does Whoopi need my lawyer's info for? He's not suing my lawyer. He's got my information. He's not doing anything with it. Shit, he could sue Flat Out Hero. Literally. That's my public name. If he wanted to, he could do it. Do it. Fucking copy him and do it. So he could do it. Beware though, because you bring it to that level and then I'm gonna hit the countersuit is gonna be a big freaking big chunk of change out of somebody's pocket, let me tell you. I'm trying to save you. Believe it or not. I didn't lose a Whoopi. Whoopi hasn't put in a qualifying entry. Oh no, Fred, no one likes me? Oh shit, I'm gonna go cry. Boo fucking who? What did I say to that? You don't like me, suck my dick. I don't know, I don't fuck with crap. I don't use fucking public defenders. What the fuck? I did get in trouble when I was representing my damn self. Right? Yeah, if pool tables are balls, and why are pool tables not a ball? I mean, the sun and the moon are balls. How come we can't see that we have to be on a ball? I can see clouds that look like freaking titties. We gotta be living on titties, right? Come on, what do you mean, why am I ignoring the Whoopi comments? I've freaking responded way more than enough. I've made videos for Whoopi. You guys don't keep up with my end of it. You haven't even seen the beginning of it. Thanks, Spider Daddy. I don't really think I did that great today, but I was just happy when we were going at each other. True that, Jano. We can see through the moon, even. We can see stars through the moon, that, like through the parts of the moon that are not lit up. How is that possible if it's a solid object? Quit thinking about my balls, KP 1 year, whatever. Worry about getting another year. I know, right? Fuck, dude. If you believe it, you're freaking on the money. I'm not dodging Whoopi. I'm telling Whoopi what's up. That's it. Sue Flat Out Hero. I made a video. Hashtag Sue Flat Out Hero. You can sue that name. Go for it. Fucking you really want to take it to a level? Do it, dude. Fucking do it, dude. Fuck. I could use a new fucking couple of properties. Fuck it. Let's do it. You won't. I said you won't. What's up? Fucking copy his fucking entry. Publish that shit. Sue me. Quit talking fucking shit. Handle your business and shit, man. Fuck. I said I was going to take down Woofy. I said this is how you put a Woofy. That's how you put a wolf down. Yeah, and I did. That's, obviously, he's not $100,000 richer. You know, but can't nobody actually prove that he fucking did it right? If anybody actually wants to go by the rules of the fucking competition, just like everybody says that MC Toon fucking completed the challenge. Nobody fucking even realizes the fact that he has admitted and straight up said, I know, I didn't use 90-degree angles. He knows. He's not arguing it. You don't see anybody, you don't see anything from MC Toon on my videos talking about, you need to pay up because you owe me. But I see all kinds of pay MC Toon, pay fucking Woofy, Woofy won't admit that he's fucking trying to manipulate the fuck out of you guys. MC Toon, he straight up said, yeah, no, I couldn't use 90-degree angles. I know. That's the thing. If it's even half of a degree off, it's not going to work. At some point, those lines are going to intersect. You can't do it. If it's a straight 90-degree angle, it is a parallel line. It's never going to happen. I'm only making a fool of myself to fools. If you're not a fool, that makes sense. Piece together flight charts. You have to piece together flight charts. That's what he did wrong. He did not piece together flight charts. I have said it in videos. I've said it in comment sections. I've said it everywhere I can, dude. Like, he did not do it, and he cannot do it. That's why he has to keep on going from the North Pole, from the South Pole, on one flight chart. Like, and he's not going in a straight line. He's traveling around a longitude. That's not a straight line. The fuck? That is not a straight line. Yeah, I did a challenge involving flight charts. I think I know what they are. Yeah. Yep, Pollard. Woofy is what I said. No. Woofy said. Now look at what here he said. Then this is an available chart, or this is a right corner flight chart, and it shows the it's a ratio that shows the southwest portion of the United States and a little bit of the top of Mexico, right? Okay, that means that that's the ratio that I'm asking for. Now he said that just because I used that website, that all of a sudden I'm going to accept a Mercator style map, which I even did. You want to talk about moving goalposts? Yeah, I did move the goalposts. I allowed him to use it, but you can't start it from a restricted area and fucking expect to. Oh yeah, no, here, there's proof. It's from a restricted area. No, sorry. You want to prove that it's flyable, you gotta use airspace that is flyable in, or you have to take me on a trip if you really want to do that. I recommend just using available fly space, because who the fuck has enough money to fucking afford a fucking trip to Antarctica, man? That shit's hella expensive. You'd spend more than the prize money getting there. What? Latitudinal lines never diverge? What? What video, Chase? I don't even know what that fucking means. Latitude lines never fucking converge or diverge? What the fuck? You don't need my lawyer's name. Flat out hero. Sue me. That's all you need. Look it up. There's nothing stopping anybody from suing Flat Out Hero. That name is coined. That name is published. That is my public name. Sue me, fool. Fucking sue me. That's what everybody wants to know. There's my information. FLATOUTHERO. Flat Out Hero. Fucking sue me. Definitely. I've never been in the Soviet type. Oh, I think my phone might be dying, guys. Yeah. Alright, everybody. Want to subscribe to me? I appreciate it.